Hello and welcome to WTNB Today. I'm your host, Wendy Benton. Thank you for joining me today. In the studio, I have a new guest I'm very excited for you to meet, Beth Robleto. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you.
She is the Regional Field Development Manager with PAX, which is Program of Academic Exchange. I knew I would get that messed up, but the PAX program. And it's a very interesting exchange, or a program rather, that I was actually not aware of that we had in our community. So I thank you for being here, and I want you to tell the audience what this program is all about.
Well, thank you for letting me come and talk about our program. I am always very excited to tell people about the high school foreign exchange opportunities, basically in the whole United States, but for me personally here in Cleveland and Chattanooga and surrounding areas. So PAX actually means peace, and PAX has been in existence since 1990, so for 26 years. And what we do is we work with the J-1 visa program that's regulated through the Department of State to find quality host families that would enjoy having the experience of mentoring and hosting one of our high school foreign exchange students. Most of them come here for an academic school year, which is 10 months, and we do have a few that come for a semester, which is a 5-month program. And it's just basically an opportunity for these young people to come here and see what makes America great. Most of them think America is the greatest country in the world, and they want to come here and mingle with people that are local and learn better English skills. So it's just a great opportunity to learn about another country and, give a young person an opportunity to come and have this experience, and also to teach our young people, which are all our future leaders. And we have students from over 70 different countries, so we've got a wide selection of information that we can learn from many different areas around the world.
Now, how did you get involved in the foreign exchange student programs?
Well, that's a good question. I have always loved working with young people. I think they can teach us so much, and I love to learn about other cultures. I love to travel. And one day I just thought, there must be something out there that I can do, to make a difference and, get involved with young people. And actually, I had someone contact me on a social media site completely out of the blue, because I'd created a profile similar to what Facebook would be like, and she said, "Hey, you sound like you'd make a great host family for a high school foreign exchange student." And I thought, wow, I would really like to do that. And I thought, well, but my job isn't really very conducive to me being at home in the evenings when they're at school. And so I responded back, and she said, well, maybe you'd like to be a welcome family. And I thought, well, what's a welcome family? And that's where you can welcome the student, and they'll stay with you for a couple months until a permanent host family is found. I thought, well, yeah, I could probably do that. So she arranged to come to my house to do the host family vetting. And she had a trainee with her that was also training to be a local community coordinator. And I said, hey, do you think you might need somebody in my area to do that? And she's like, actually, we probably do. So I filled out an application and went through training and became a local community coordinator so that I could not only host, but that I could also find other host families, that would enjoy having the experience. And, that way I'd get to work with lots of kids because, you can only host 2 at a time. But, I could work with as many as I could find host families for. And of course, I always try to see how many different countries I can represent so I can learn from all of them. So that's how I got started. And this is my upcoming 4th school year that I've been working with different students.
Okay, and you work within a 50-mile radius, you mentioned.
For the most part, yes. Department of State does say we can work up to 120 miles. PAX likes us to stay within a 50-mile radius so that we can be very hands-on and available for our students and host families. Should they need us to step in and help with something, or I like to go get my kids. I'll go get them and have them come spend the night with me. Sometimes the host family, maybe they're going out of town for the weekend and they're like, hey, so-and-so doesn't want to go with us to this trip. And I'm like, well, they can come stay with me for the weekend. So, You know, they like us to be very involved with our students, and of course we're always available for the schools, you know, should they need any help with anything. Our students do have to keep a C average while they're here, so sometimes I might get a phone call from the guidance counselor saying, hey, it's got a little bit of an issue here, so it's my job to say to the student, you know the rules, you've got to keep your grades up while you're here. So, you know, work to get them whatever help they need, whether it's just, you know, asking their teacher for some extra help, or, you know, occasionally we do have to get them to get a tutor, you know, so that's the student's responsibility, but, you know, whatever it takes to keep their grades up.
Right. Now, on the other side of it, I know host families are vetted as well. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But the students within their country are vetted, and you want to make sure that you get high quality students coming over, and not those that are just wanting to come and just to say I've been to America for 10 months, 5 or 10 months.
Correct. We have overseas partners in each of the countries that we work with that are doing similar jobs like what I do with the host families here, to make sure that the students can pass either the SLEP or the ELTIS test, which is an English speaking and comprehension testing, because, you know, we want them to be able to come here and be able to understand their school lessons so that they can keep their grades up, as well as understand and communicate with their host families and friends that they make. The students are also, they're interviewed, you know, their grades there have to be good, because if they're not having good grades there, they're probably not going to have good grades here. You know, everything about their biological family, you know, what they do for a living, their age, you know, it's a very thorough check into, you know, what's the background of the student and their family. And then also I'll just touch briefly on, we are one of only 3 organizations in the United States that works with the U.S. Department of State scholarship program students. And that is through the YES program and the FLEX program. And those students are screened even more than our other students. They have to take they have to do essays, they have to have very good leadership skills, very good merit within their community, and be willing to come here and volunteer, because they are required to do volunteer work while they're here. Most of them are really excited about that. They love to volunteer. That's kind of a foreign idea for some of the countries that they come from. But a lot of those kids come from way out in the middle of nowhere. Some of them have never even seen a car. But, you know, they're screened very thoroughly, and only about 10% of the students that apply for the U.S. scholarships are chosen. So when those kids get here, they are just, this is their dream come true to be here.
Well, and you've brought some pictures of some of those students that have been hosted here locally.
Yes.
And I know we were going to pop those up on the screen, and you can describe them.
Sure. The upper left-hand corner is Javier. He's a great kid. He is, in this picture, his host mom had a very frustrating day with her grandson that she keeps, and Javier decided he was going to go in and cook dinner for his host family, and his host mom was just so pleased and proud that she posted that picture on Facebook, and she just said, look who cooked dinner for us tonight. And of course, my family, we've hosted 2 different times, and the picture on the right upper corner is myself and our boy Jay, who is from South Korea, and he's my second son. I have 2 girls and a boy, and my son got the opportunity to have a brother for a couple years. So that's Jay and I getting our picture taken in front of CNN, of course, and then down left bottom is Jay, my son Malcolm in the middle, and and then Lucas is from Germany, and Lucas's host family are actually the same people that are hosting Javier this year. This is their second time hosting because they had such a great experience, and it is quite often people host more than once because they have such an amazing experience. They're like, well, let's do it again. You know, so Lucas was their first student from Germany, and this year they have Javier from Spain. And then on the bottom right is a dance performance that I took 2 of my students to. A lot of you might know of the Veil. And we have on the left Shangyi from China, who is an amazing young lady. We've had such a good time with her this year. She has actually started a Chinese culture club at Bradley Central High School, and she enjoys teaching other people about her culture. And then on the other right side is Udane, and she's from Spain, and she's had a very good year here. And she not only speaks Spanish, but she and a couple of my other students this year speak a pretty old language, which is Basque. So she's trilingual, and her name is Udane, and I can't even say it right. That's as close as I can get, but it's a very unique language. So yeah, so those are just some of our students that we have here now, and some that have already gone home, but just great memories of spending time with them and them spending time with their host families, and you know what a great opportunity it is to enjoy interacting with these young people.
Absolutely. Now, what does it, as far as being a host family, what does that mean? What responsibilities do you have, and what do you have to go through to become a host family?
Well, the main thing that we look for in host families is people that love people, people that would love the opportunity to not only mentor one of these young people, but you know, also learn from them. You know, they can teach so much and give so much back. But you know, to be a host family, they come in all different packages, different shapes and sizes. Host families with small children, they think, oh well, we need to wait till our children get older to host. No, not so much, because your kids would love to have a big brother or sister that, you know, maybe they're in t-ball. They have a big brother that likes to play softball. You know, he's going to get out there and want to play with them and mentor them. And, you know, they also are great giving mom a break. And maybe mom needs to go have an afternoon out. And, you know, the students usually are very happy to stay at home and play with their host brothers and sisters. You know, and quite a few of our students, especially the Asian students, they don't have brothers and sisters. The Chinese kids, they're an only child, and they're very excited to come here and have brothers and sisters. So I always encourage people with smaller children, I'm like, you don't have to wait until your children are in high school. I mean, yeah, do it then too, but I mean, they can be a huge help to you and your family now. So that's a great host opportunity. Empty nesters, you know, a lot of times people, their children have grown up and moved on, and they miss having young people around. Empty nesters make great host families, and I know quite often empty nesters will host two. So they've got two teenagers in the home that can kind of interact with each other, and it's just kind of like a ready-made family again. And of course, people with other high school age students make great host families because, you know, we'll try to pick a student that has some of the same hobbies that their high schoolers do, so they can do them together and, you know, compare notes and see how it's done here and how it's done there. And, you know, it's just a great way. You know, people that are high school age are just a sponge for knowledge. You know, they can teach each other so much, and they can teach us. And, you know, so I think that's a great time for young people to have a host brother or sister from another country, because they can learn so much from each other and make a lifelong new family member. You know, I've heard so many stories of people who are like, yeah, we hosted 20 years ago, and our student came back over here when, you know, I got married, or, you know, we went over there when they graduated from college, or, you know, we went and stayed with them for a couple weeks, and they showed us all around, you know, their area. So, you know, I mean, usually it is a lifetime new bond that you form with these young people, and you know, you stay in touch with them. And actually last year had a girl who came here, and her host family, they weren't planning to host again, but they hosted her mom 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, I want to come be an exchange student and stay with the Scruggs. So yeah, so they hosted their exchange student's daughter this last year, which is just a really neat thing. So definitely a way to create some lifelong wonderful connections.
Yes, well, and the process is not difficult as far as applying to be a host family, and I know there's an interview process as well, and then they pretty much just have to provide a loving home and 3 meals a day, as you said.
Yes, that's correct. And no, it's not time consuming. We do send out a host family application that's filled out online and submitted, and it's going to take you maybe an hour. And everyone in the home 18 and older does have to clear a criminal background check. We check personal references, and then the community coordinator would go to the home to do a home interview. They want to make sure everybody's on board. Somebody's not going, oh, I don't really want to do this, because we want it to be a good experience for everybody. And then we take pictures of the student's room and the bathroom and the kitchen and the host family and the front and back of house, so that the student and their family can see and I always think about, what would I do if it were my child? You know, I would want to see where they're going to live next year and who they're going to be living with. So, you know, we put that in the host family folder so that the student, when they get chosen by a family, can see who they're going to come live with for the next year and where they're going to be living. So that's basically what's involved with the application process for host families.
Right. Well, it's a wonderful program, and I know you're taking applications now for host families for the 2016-17 school year.
Yes, we are. We are. And, you know, I would encourage anybody who's ever thought about hosting, thought it sounded like a fun idea, but, you know, maybe not right now. Why not right now? You know, I mean, it really is a wonderful way to give back to a young person, but also to receive so much. You know, they come here and they depend on us. You know, they're at our mercy, and, you know, they're just so humbled to have the opportunity to come here. And, you know, people are always looking for ways to give back and volunteer, and I can't think of a more worthwhile, rewarding way to give back. It's definitely been rewarding for our family, and so many people that I know, they're just like, this is just such a great experience. So.
Yes, well, and you've done a great job describing it and making it interesting, you know, and fun for families who might be interested in being a host family. And if they are interested, they need to go to the website or give you a call.
They can go to our website to get more information about hosting if they would like to. They can certainly call or email me. I'm glad to answer any questions that they might have personally, and they may want to call and say, hey, do you have a student from China that likes to do archery? And I'm going to say, well, you know what, we probably do. Let me see if I can find one for you. So, you know, I'm happy to answer any questions people have, but certainly our website has a lot of great information on it. PAX YouTube has some great testimonies of host families, and I probably should have written that down, but, you know, some great testimonials of host families that have hosted, and what a huge difference it really made in their life and their community.
And you're looking for families not only in the Cleveland-Bradley County area, but Chattanooga and others as well.
Yes, and PAX has community coordinators all over the country. We place over 1,100 students nationwide each year. So yes, I mean, it doesn't have to be limited to this area. Certainly, if it's not my area, but somebody's seeing this and they're interested, you know, we have someone that can help you in your area. So, you know, a lot of these kids, some people are thinking, well, I live way out in the country, nobody's going to want to come stay with me. That's not true. A lot of these kids really want to have a country setting. Again, the Asian students, they are wall-to-wall people where they live, and they get out in the country and they're like, it's beautiful out here. So again, we've got a student for everybody. Anybody that wants the opportunity, you know, don't let excuses get in the way, just do it.
Yes, well, and you will take host families from Chattanooga, Athens, Charleston, anywhere within a 50-mile radius of Cleveland.
Yes, as long as the schools have room. Different schools have different policies. Some of them, their spots for exchange students fill up very quickly. But, you know, as long as the schools will take them and the host family qualifies, which, you know, again, it's feeding another mouth, but, you know, that's the main thing. That and, you know, just a loving home is what we look for in a host family. Yes, we are welcoming anybody that would like the opportunity to come and apply and let us find a great kid for them.
Right. Well, it's a great program. And Lori Beth, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you will be interested in at least investigating and checking out this program, the PAX program. You can give Lori Beth a call or email her. Her information has been on our screen. And we will see you next time on WTNB Today.